Namaste, namaste, my brothers and sisters. Here we are for the continuum of the sharings. And in this sharing, I will be sharing the intimacy of celibacy. Yes, you heard me right. The intimacy of celibacy. Celibacy is a word in Western civilization that we are awestruck by. It is a word that infers a connotation of lack, of inferiority from a Western standpoint. Though celibacy and the intimacy within it is one of the most profound, if not the most profound, tool and gift in your own understanding of your being in essence, your divine essence. For years and years, as I've shared, I was immersed immensely in the definition and in the presentation of my image and the character I was presenting. As an entertainer, I always believed that I should present myself, and did present myself, with all the tangibles necessary for the most impactful presentation. And it is indeed true that having relationships through this journey of life is key. And I've had many beautiful, beautiful relationships with beautiful souls. Though my understanding at the time of those relationships and through my relationships was more for the base physical needs, and I did not dive deeper, for I always sought more. More accumulation of more and more experiences, having more. The more, the more, the more. The Western philosophy from our society. And I daily sought to fulfill those needs, those bodily necessities of my being. I used to not be able to fall asleep at night if I did not have a beautiful woman by my side. I know this sounds, when I say it, almost comedic, though it is true. I, from my age of 18 years old, no matter what the circumstances were, would spend my days and at least the evenings making sure that I had a beautiful woman laying next to me in bed. And that the physical experience that pursued from there was fulfilled. Consistently and always seeking to have those desires fulfilled was a instinctual drive, I believed, that was just part of the necessity of the human experience, the craving of satisfaction. And all around me, it was continuously reaffirmed by commercials, by my peers, by the industry of the music industry and entertainment industry, by society. And yet, by ego. I had many and have had many beautiful, beautiful relationships, and every one of my physical interactions to date have been immensely meaningful. Though I have to admit there are some that are very much so vague in the overall remembrance of the experience. And then there are those that, through relationships that I had for longer terms, are still very, very impactful. And those moments of intimacy shared are held very dear to me and will always be very dear to me. For their truth in them, regardless of perception of them, was based and sourced from true compassion and care and love. Though, as we have acknowledged through the sharings, all is energy. Everything is energy. Across the globe, you can go through it. Chi, Pran, life force. And if you look at the deities throughout mythologies and religious teachings, spiritual teachings, and traditions, energy is represented in all. The Holy Spirit, energy, can't be created nor destroyed. Shakti, the divine feminine, that is also in unarguable synchronicity with Shiva's creative force, which is represented by the Shiva Lingam, which can be seen across the world in many different forms. Shiva being the creative and destructive energy in the Hindu Trinity, the purifier, energy, Zeus holding a lightning bolt, energy, the sharing of energy. The Shiva Lingam represents the phallic symbol, the lingam, in the yoni, which is the womb or source, where Shakti and Shiva, divine feminine and masculine, unite. In creation, energy can be destructive or creative, as we have seen through not only our journeys but through history, especially in the atomic age. During the atomic age was another renaissance of spiritual sharings, as Yogananda came from the east and Vivekananda as well, sharing the teachings of self-realization and understanding the means by which energy, life force, and our being is more than physical and is sourced down to atoms, small particles that in their core are energy. What is the atomic energy? What is the virtual age? We are now in the next renaissance, where we understand that creation, digitally and energy infused together, will create realities, experiences. Though until you know your own being and can truly love yourself, you do not recognize properly the energy you have within. As I would immerse myself in my physical needs being met, I would feel depletions of energy after my interactions. Yes, you have the moments after the finishing of the intercourse where you do truly feel a taste of bliss. Though the depletion, when not used to cultivate that life force, to truly experience that life force in sharing and in rejuvenation with the being that you are in intercourse with, the oneness being actualized and realized, creating life with the potential outcome of the interaction. A force where you can create a new world in a being, a new life, an interaction as sacred as the gift of creation. Years ago, while realizing the impact of sexual intercourse and truth of energy, I realized I had to go within myself and truly complete and rejuvenate myself. As I was sitting in my house in the Hollywood Hills, and I had engaged in a evening of immense physicality with a very beautiful soul. The basis of our sexual intercourse was not the sharing of energy, but the needs of satisfaction being filled. And I remember that after completion of our intercourse, I watched and felt her walk away with my energy. I got up, went into my bathroom, and felt immensely depleted to the point of sickness, and looked in the mirror and said to myself, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You have done this for so long." And I knew then that what I had always heard, that what I had always resisted believing, that it was time for me to learn the depths of me and be alone. Nights, years, decades of always having a beautiful woman next to me or friends around. Now it was time to be alone.